Good morning, Bam. We're live. Didn't go to bed too late last night, 10:30, 11. Got home at 10:30. Got home at 10:30, maybe in bed by 11. Oh, I opened up my emails this morning. I was in like, oh boy, that's not good. I'll tell you all about it here in 1 minute. They get organized back in the captain's seat. Good morning, Katie. Good morning, Miss Tessa. PSA, any of you fucks that ruined watching NorCal with your complaining, you best not be here today. Go fuck yourself sideways. There, I said it. Didn't get a chance to swing by the tent this weekend, but thanks for all the hard work from the whole crew. NorCal remains GOAT. Yeah, it's so good. So good. What a great event. Blair and Ben killed it this year. I was thinking that they should give let me know what you guys think about this. I was thinking they should give semifinal placement based on prize money. So if NorCal gives away the most money, they should get the most spots. I think that's fair. Definitely don't give away like 1 or 2 for last chance qualifier, not 7 or whatever that is. But shit, if you have the most prize money, why not give that one like 5? Have like 3 tiers. That would be cool. And it would be hard for anyone to complain about that cuz that money's money that goes to the athletes. I'm open to that being a bad idea, but does anyone think it's a bad idea? Outstanding this weekend by you and the entire team, 20 out of 10. They will be not they. Matt Souza will be uploading. So what happens is when we go there, we record the entire event to external hard drives, and then simultaneously there's a live stream going out. In that in the one that's recorded to the hard drive is in full resolution, so it'll look like, it'll look like TV. It'll be in 1080. It'll look like good YouTube. But the one that goes out on the live stream is really complicated. So there's no internet down there, and then we've tried to cobble together a bunch of SIM cards to push the stream. And what happened is we're in front. Ben and Blair and Janine got us this awesome spot where it's the only spot in that whole area where you can get 3 or 4 bars. So it streamed pretty well, except for when people were competing on the field right in front of us, because then a few thousand people will descend on that field. And then I think, I don't know for sure, but then we're competing with all the other cell phones. You know, when you go to a concert and there's too many fucking people there and you're like trying to send a picture and when someone gets it, or if someone sends you a picture, you get it and it doesn't show you the picture. It just sends you a link. It says like JPEG or HAC. It's like that shit was going on there. So that's I think that was field 2. What was that one called? Yeti. The Yeti field. The Yeti field was really tough to get bandwidth out of because we're competing with so many people. But other than that, pretty smooth. Pretty happy with it. Good morning, Austin. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, dude. That's what keeps the lights on here. There is an interesting thing. I got these 3 SIM cards that push out the internet. And one's T-Mobile, and one's Verizon, and one's AT&T. And when you buy these plans, they all say unlimited plans. But then if you look at the small print, they're not unlimited. They're just 100 megabytes. And so when I was at the AT&T store getting that SIM card for this special router, I asked the guy, I said, hey, what's the deal with this? Is it unlimited? And he's like, well, no, it's only 100 megabytes. I'm like, why does it say unlimited? He's like, because no one's going to use 100 megabytes. I'm like, what if you do use over 100 megabytes? He goes, well, they charge you $10 for every 5 megabytes you go over. And this morning I opened my emails and I stopped after about 30 emails from AT&T saying we've charged you an extra $5 or $10 or whatever the fuck it is for going over 100 megabytes, I stopped opening them. Like I can't. I'm tripping. I wonder how much that. I wonder how much that. How much that's going to be. And a bunch of people were suggesting Starlink, which is on one hand kind of crazy that they would say that, like to think that we didn't try Starlink. But there is no Starlink down there. This is a just so you know how low this spot is. It was 90 degrees 3 days in a row, and the ground was still soaking wet. I mean, it is in a low floodplain, but a really good time. I had this thought, how lucky I am that I get to hang out with these guys. I cannot believe how much we laugh. It is what a happy group of dudes I hang out with. It's just joke after joke after joke. Taylor and Bryson and Brad are so fun. Brad Asraf, such a G. So smart. Vindicate internet fees. Oh, thank you. I did see that Lydia Fish, who often competes in the CEO shirt, I saw her, she won Syndicate. I have to tell you, that's my favorite part of the whole weekend. Yeah, that was that was awesome. There's no Starlink there, but there's Starlink on the moon. Yeah. Is that how that works? Crazy, right? I think it mostly has to do with just we're so low, we're below. I think we must be like 60 to 80 feet below the street level there. Like the tops of the trees in this area are when we were testing the Starlink out by my house, if I put the Starlink right next to my house, I don't get Starlink at my house even. You got to put it out like 20 feet out in the middle of the yard. Brad's so cool, beyond cool. Yeah, he's beyond cool. The most, what did I hear that was profound this weekend? I wish I could remember who said this. I don't know if it was Jenny or Bill or Brad. I don't know who said this line. Someone said something so interesting in the car to me. They said, they were talking about the difference between men and women in terms of who controls the sex in the relationship or the relationship. Hopefully Taylor will come on and he can say it right. But basically they said, Colton will make it online. Yeah, I hope so. I was so bummed for Colton. Oh my goodness, I was so bummed for Colton. I was so bummed. So bummed. They said women control. God, I'm gonna screw this up. Women control who they when the sex happens in the relationship. Women can how to put it, the person say women pick who's gonna have sex, but men pick who's gonna be married. Meaning a man will court a woman trying to have sex. But when it comes to getting married, it hinges on the man's decision. God, the way they said it was so good. And I was just thinking about it for like, as soon as they said that, I was like, fuck, is that really true? Does it really work like that? Jody Lynn, same, sad for Colton. Yeah. Yeah. Because he works so hard. I didn't see any. The only bits we watched are the bits we watched on the air. I didn't have time to watch. I haven't had time to watch anything.
How's my focus?
Oh, your picture looks great. Hey, what was the line? What was the line that someone said in the car that women get to pick who to have sex with, men decide when you're going to get married? Who said that?
Oh,
Do you remember that line?
no, I don't remember anyone saying that.
Oh, you must have not been in the car. You must have gone to the event before us. But someone said that in the car, and I was like, fuck, that's brilliant.
Oh my God.
Nice to be home, huh?
That's the first sip of hot coffee I've had in like a week since being at your house.
How did Taylor get home so fast? I dropped him off at the airport at 8 o'clock, and then I drove 2.5 hours home, and he flew home. What did you think about Jenny said after we left the house, the pile of towels we left in the washroom smelled like jizz and butthole? That was a crazy line.
Yeah, that was a crazy line, but yeah. We're gonna leave the line I sent up for interpret. We're not gonna say that on the air, but the line I sent before that was crazy. I'm not gonna go there again. I feel like there's a boundary that can't be crossed.
I was just thinking it probably wouldn't be good to say what you're going to say or anything along that topic because some people's wives might get angry.
I'm definitely not gonna say it. And I probably shouldn't ever say it again.
Do you see that though? How women get to choose who they have sex with throughout life, but men choose when and who they're going to marry?
Yeah, for sure. Should I turn my brightness down one notch?
Your exposure?
Yeah,
How did you not get tan this weekend? Do you ever get tan?
I got a little burnt.
But do you ever get tan? Like if you would you ever turn?
No, did I never get tan? Yay, nay.
No, it's either way. Whatever you want to do, I'm okay with it. But you never get so much sun that like your freckles start colliding into each other and then you look tan.
No, I think that would happen like over time. I think it's happening, but I'm definitely not getting tan.
I
I
feel like
honestly, I didn't get sunburn even that bad either.
which is amazing. Hey, crazy! You know when we left there on Sunday evening, the ground was still wet. There were puddles of water everywhere, even though it had been fucking 90 degrees 3 days in a row. That's how fucking low that place was. Heidi was like, "How can there be Starlink on the moon but not at that park?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a great fucking question because we're so fucking low into the ground."
But the Starlink question's stupid anyways because the upload speed on Starlink isn't good enough to power a stream like that to begin with.
Well, we can use simultaneous
Carrier.
bandwidth. By the way, my AT&T bill is going to be crazy. I have over 50 emails saying that you went over your limit. We're charging you $10. You went over your limit. We're charging you $10
For the Pep Link?
Yeah, I'm kind of scared to see. I wonder if we just never. I wonder if the Verizon and T-Mobile didn't work down there at all. I don't know why I'm not getting those emails from them. Maybe they'll start coming in today.
And so that device just basically aggregates whichever one has the strongest signal and puts you on that.
Yes, that, and it's supposed to use them all simultaneously. Like you can plug up to 7 things into it. It's supposed to theoretically pick the very best 2 signals and then those to send to this place called Vulture, and then Vulture sends it to YouTube. It sends it to Vulture because Vulture takes the packets and mends them back into a video again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
20% of the information might go one way, 80% the other way or whatever. And then they get to this company called Vulture that we pay $20 a month and they put it back together and then they send it to YouTube. That's the way it's supposed to work.
Interesting. And so
I thought go ahead.
And so you think it just didn't even do 2 carriers, it only used AT&T?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
If I stand up, people are going to see that I'm in my undies, so I'm not going to adjust the exposure.
Yeah, that's good. Where's Jenny? She needs to answer the question why she's sniffing jizz and butthole towels. I thought that too for Ortega, and then I kind of answered it myself. Because we all threw our before we left, we stripped our sheets and threw our towels into the laundry room. And I'm guessing what she did is she scooped them all up and put them in the washing machine. And you know what I mean? That's what we'd have to ask her. But I'm guessing she washed them for us, and she got you know what I mean? She paid the price.
Do you want them to go back to that venue that we did? I bet it would be harder there, honestly, when Colton and I competed. The Granite Bay, the place with the lake.
I don't know, because if you go, I called AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. I said, "Hey, how's your service in Sacramento?" They're like, "We have 98% coverage in 5G." They all have the same fucking answer. And then they have a coverage map, and you look at it, and it says it's everywhere. You know when you go to the games and someone sends you a photo when you're at a big venue like that, and the photo doesn't come in, it just says JPEG or HEC, and then you click it, and you have to fucking wait forever for it to download.
Yeah, I don't get why it says that there when it says you have 5G.
Well, I assume it's because the same reason why we couldn't stream very well from that field right in front of us on Yeti, because there's 1,000 or 2,000 people watching, and then we're all competing. We're all competing for the bandwidth in that small area. That's why when there's shitloads of people, sometimes they'll bring in those cell phone towers. Like, I'm assuming they do that, like at Coachella, or what's that place that happens in Nevada, that Burning Man thing. I'm guessing they just have you ever seen those portable cell phone towers that like coming out of a giant generator?
Yep.
And I think NorCal tried to get one of those there, but it was like 50 grand.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's because everyone else around is using the same bandwidth.
You're using up the same bandwidth, motherfucker.
Would Ben and Blair change venues to accommodate the internet? You know, after this year, I kind of just want to keep working on it and crack the code.
At that place, at Discovery Park.
Yeah, because it was so much better than this year. I can't believe we were able to actually stream anything.
I want to go back to Grand Bay. I think the venue's way better.
I bet you there is. I bet you it can't be worse. I bet you the self-service is better there. It can't be worse than where we're at.
Well, it could definitely be worse. It could be in the 2% place where they just don't have it. That's a state park. So it could just be like ass. Do you know what I mean?
Granite Bay is.
Yeah. The qualifiers were Tudor Magda taking first and Dylan Hamming taking second in the men's field. And then on the women's side, it was Alex Gazan and Rachel Noel.
Who the fuck is Rachel Noel?
A beast.
A beast, right?
Yeah, apparently.
I like everything about her that I saw. I liked her performance. I liked the way she looked. I liked her attitude when she came into the booth and we interviewed her. She's cool as shit. And her coach is cool as shit. Conway's dope.
I think she'll have a lot of fans.
Yes. Yes. Very. You mean like if she becomes a staple? Yeah, she'll put on a big cohort quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Conway before the event started, and he's like, "My girl's here," and he gave me the talk that every coach gives me. She's gonna kill it. She's awesome. You got to get her on the show.
Yeah, every coach gives that talk.
And then, but this time it was right. This time it was right. I listened to remember our Bible study that we did at the house?
Yeah, I do remember that. James, you're welcome for the ropes.
So
thanks for guys. If you jump rope and you suck at it, chances are it's because you use a shitty little jump rope. So go to rxmarkgear.com, buy a sick jump rope. Please.
James, thanks for the ropes. Taylor, Dave Newman gave me a 30-minute lesson. So roots.
This dude's a stud. Oh, that's crazy. Someone was shitting on her that she was cooked. That's weird. Hiller was shitting on her that she was cooked.
That who's cooked?
Rachel Noel.
How could she be cooked? She hasn't been. Don't you have to be around a certain amount of time to be cooked?
I don't know what the rules are.
Maybe I don't understand the definition of cook, but don't you have to go, cook means you were already at the top and then you've come down?
Maybe he didn't say cooked. Apparently he said she had no chance of qualifying.
The judging, there was definitely the judging was I don't know what was going on.
Oh, no way. Did that happen? Did that happen in the double under sled workout? He did one of the athlete showcases at Syndicate. That's funny. I hope there's video of that. I got to go back and watch. That'd be funny. Where do I go? What do I do? Oh shit! It's like someone who doesn't even know how to turn the fucking phone like sideways on Kill Taylor. That's crazy.
Sevi, you're right in that context. You're thinking of washed. I think washed and cooked are the same thing.
Right. You are thinking of washed. 6'7" boomer. Just chill.
Washed and cooked is kind of lazy vernacular, I think. Lazy syntax.
Yeah. It
I don't
is lazy vernacular.
don't-
It is lazy syntax. Hey, that's all millennials and Gen Z. That's all they know how to speak in.
I don't
They
really
don't have
find
brains.
those words appealing.
In modern slang, saying you are cooked means you're in deep trouble, buddy, completely exhausted or destined to fail. It is similar to saying I'm done for or I'm screwed. So it doesn't have anything. You don't have to be at the top. You can just say like, "Oh, she's cooked." You know, she can already suck, and you can say she's cooked. But I agree. In this, either way, he didn't say that. He just said she had no chance of qualifying.
So we did that Bible talk, and the whole topic is like whether Jesus really resurrected or not.
Yeah. No, it was the importance of whether or not he was really resurrected or not. It wasn't was he actually resurrected or not. It was
That was a subtopic of what you said. Was he really resurrected? What's the importance of his resurrection? Anyways, someone bought me this audiobook by a guy named Joby Martin. Is the tomb empty? Is the tomb empty?
Is the womb empty?
Is the tomb empty? Like, meaning, did Jesus really resurrect from the dead?
Mm.
And I listened to it yesterday on the drive home for 2 hours, and I think the book's about to get really good. But the first 90 minutes, the whole premise is if he didn't resurrect, then everything that Christians believe is pointless. And that's the argument why you have to believe it. And I'm just like, okay. It's a trippy premise, but there's still no, and he kept saying like, hey, there were 500 people who witnessed him alive after he was in the tomb. And it's like, hey, dude, there were 50,000 people who witnessed David Blaine fucking levitating. I don't know. Mr. Lange, I listened to Christopher Hitchens yesterday. Don't listen to him if you want to believe he will fuck you bad. I think I saw Christopher Hitchens debate a guy in San Francisco. He died, right? Christopher Hitchens eventually died a few years ago. I think I saw Christopher Hitchens debate a guy in San Francisco about Christianity.
I'm not saying that this doesn't exist, but I have never heard someone argue the non-existence of God from a purely objective standpoint. Every argument I've ever heard for the non-existence of God, it's just so blatantly obvious that they have like an ulterior motive where they want to be correct, like they have to be right. They want to be right.
I agree.
I've never seen anyone just like, hey, it could be, but here's all the reasons why I think it's not.
Right.
Never have seen that, which is interesting. Yeah. How could you know? I mean, that in and of itself, seems like a lot of hubris.
I saw this video this morning. This concerned me.
Video of what?
This is Williamsboro, Brooklyn. Watch in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. Watch in the upper left-hand corner.
Upper right hand? Oh, what the fuck? What is that?
I don't know. He's carrying something rectangular, like a tray that doesn't have a bottom, like a.
They just broke out of they just fucking robbed a bank.
7 dudes come out of this fucking manhole, dude. You can't have, and they're all carrying something. A tray. They're all carrying trays or something. Oh, that guy's got a shovel. That dude has a shovel.
Yeah, it looks like they robbed a fucking bank, man. This is like Ocean's fucking 15 or some shit. This is Ocean 7.
I hope they robbed the fucking bank because you know where my brain went.
What? They broke into the country?
They put a fucking bomb under there.
Oh shit. In Brooklyn? Why would you fucking go to all that work to put a bomb under a fucking road in Brooklyn, dude? A shithole.
No, Brooklyn's nice.
Dude.
Or it was nice.
Yeah, but that's a mid place to bomb. Oh, dude, yesterday was crazy at the airport.
Why? What happened? Did you get naked?
Last night. No, I got fucking dude. They keep stealing my ball powder. They didn't steal it. They just have to check it. It's crazy.
Again?
Yeah, every time I guess. I don't travel with it often, but we were gonna be in the heat, so I was like, all right, I'm bringing some nut powder, and they pull my bag, and Bryson's like, "What do you think they're looking for?" I was like, "Yeah, probably." I was like, "They pull my bag." I was like, "Oh man, they're gonna find my bomb," and I said it a little too loud, and like the guy next to me heard me. That wasn't Bryson, and like kind of did like a like chuckle, like that's not funny, buddy.
I don't think you're allowed to say the B word when you're in line there.
Are you really not allowed to?
I don't know. Like
Look that up. I'm not talking about a fucking socially agreed upon rule. I'm talking about an actual
to say the word.
So I said, "Oh no, they're gonna find my bomb." And Bryson cracks up, and the guy next to me is like,
Yeah, listen, saying the word bomb while in the line at TSA is strictly prohibited if it is used in a threatening or joking manner. Careless remarks or jokes about explosive weapons trigger immediate security response. Legal charges. Federal law prohibits making false information or threats about explosives.
I didn't make a threat.
You're likely to be detained and questioned, delay your flight, depending on the severity of the comment. It's not a free speech zone, that's for sure.
Hey, I didn't say I'm gonna fucking blow this place up with my bomb.
You said, "Hey, they're gonna find my bomb," like sarcastically,
and I said it in the Israel accent. I was like, "They're going to find my device." I'm from Israel, and they're going to find my device. That's what I said. Fuck, dude, I couldn't stop making jokes about it. Anyway, so they pulled me back into this room.
Yesterday?
No, I'm just kidding. They didn't. They searched my bag. They found the ball powder, and they pulled this out. And this athlete and coach who competed in the elite division in NorCal are there. This guy Tommy Pomatico. I don't know how to pronounce it. Cool guy, coach. Nicolette Torgiani is his athlete. We interviewed her, one of the heat winners of the sandbag rope climb event. And he goes, "What do you got?" He's like, "What are they going to find in that bag?" And he pulls out the powder, and the guy's like, "Oh, what's this for?" And I was like, "Oh, that's for my balls." And like 7 people heard it.
That's awesome.
Like 7 people heard it and started laughing. But this is the most fucked up thing that happened.
Do they swab it?
Yeah, they swabbed it, tested it. They're like, "Okay, you're good." It took like 20 seconds. Yeah, I honestly wish they would have given me a cavity search because I felt stopped up. And
I heard you say as we were packing the car, "When I get home, I'm gonna fill my toilet."
Yeah, and that's why I was late this morning. I got home and immediately took a shit, then went to bed and slept. And I woke up thinking, okay, I was like, all right, I'm gonna set my alarm for 9:30. I went off at 9:30. And I was like, okay, I'm snoozing for 20 minutes. I woke up at 9:50 because I thought I'd be able to just get up, plug my computer in, and go. And I get in here, it's like 9:57. I can't figure out how to get this battery in a Bryson's camera, and then I have to poop so bad. So that's why I was a little late. And then so anyways, I get on this plane and we're taking off. You know, it's like fucking like pushing you back in your seat. And I've got my Bucky shorts on. I've got my AirPods in my ear. and this thing's like like it's going fucking hard. We're pulling up, we're at that angle, it's fucking throwing you back in your seat. And I hear "Dunk" right next to me, and my fucking AirPod case falls out of my pocket and just shoots to
Oh,
the back of the plane
oh,
all the way back. And Bryson just starts fucking dying laughing, and I'm looking back there, and we're in the front of the plane where it's like seat 14. This bitch got like 38 seats, 40 seats maybe. And it fucking flew to the back of the plane. And I'm like, fuck. And Bryson is laughing next to me. Each of us have an aisle seat. I have an aisle seat. Or sorry, yeah, I'm on this side. He's on this side. And he's just laughing so hard. And I'm thinking, fuck me. Like, there's no way I'm going to get that.
Did the AirPods fall out of it?
My AirPods were in my ear.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm like, fuck. And so like I go to adjust my right AirPod, and that fucking falls out and flies to the back.
Oh, that's not good.
And I just had one fucking AirPod in the entire flight, but they found them both, and I got them, the case and the other AirPod.
How did you find them? Was it a scene? Did you have to walk around and shit?
No, I waited till the end of the flight, and the flight attendant made an announcement. It was like, hey, we have an AirPod and a case missing. If you guys like check around your seats. And it was like, found it. And then the next person was like, found it.
Oh, so that's awesome.
Yeah, it was nice.
That's awesome. Shit, my fucking
I'm gonna have to fill this up with coffee here in a second.
Mike, for your second cup?
Yeah, I'm cooked.
I drink too many today. I drink. They're doing what? They're rocking?
Yeah.
This is what Caitlin. It's not a trippy premise. No, the premise isn't trippy. It's the fact that it hinges on something like that. That's trippy. If we preach that we go to heaven, you have to believe Jesus died for your sins and rose from the dead. If you didn't rise from the dead, then we are wasting our energy. Yeah, God, that seems like a really bad plan. To hinge everything on one what I would call irrelevant event. Hey, and in this book, the interesting part is that this guy knows it's true that Jesus rose from the dead because he went to some church. He was supposed to go to like to jail when he was 15, and instead he worked as a gardener at a church camp to do his time.
Right.
And while he was there, he felt something. So that's what it is. He got called, and that was kind of where I was trying to go with the argument and the guests I've had on in the past. Like, hey, basically, you can't become a Christian unless you're called. Someone said that on the show. Well, when you're called, I just take it as when you're called, you'll know you're called. And if you're not called, then you're not called.
I don't like that.
I'm okay with it. Irrelevant event is wild to say whether or not you believe it happened because it obviously changed all of human history. No, not irrelevant in that sense. I agree with you, Nick, in that sense. It's irrelevant.
Are you saying it's irrelevant to the practical application of the teaching of Christianity today?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know why people struggle so much with that concept. Well, it's because those people are like what you said before. For some reason, they just they're bent on just they're not open-minded to it at all, and they're just bent on it not being true. They are living in the duality.
They think that
is that the correct way to use that?
No, I don't think so. Okay. Oh, yes. Yeah, that is the correct way to use that. Yes.
The point of that is to say that everything that Jesus taught and the way he lived and the principles, the, I guess, character traits or the values that Christianity teaches are what matters most to someone, to you. Hey, this matters most to me because this has a direct effect on everything that happens today in my life. And that is all you have control over, is the next action that you take, the next person that you impact, the next situation that you affect, and living the principles of Christianity and the teachings of Jesus Christ make that better for you.
Yes.
But whether or not he was resurrected or not doesn't have an impact on that situation for you in that moment. And that's why you're saying it's irrelevant. And I get, go ahead.
And this is an example. This is an example of what you're saying about people who they're closed-minded. Pat, check out what you just said. Listen to what you just said. The whole religious thing is so stupid. So right there, you that's your starting point. Why don't you just drop that story? Just drop that story and see what happens. It's going to cost you nothing. And then you say there were humans around for thousands of years before Jesus. Did none of them go to heaven because they didn't believe in a guy that wasn't even on the planet? Like, don't even worry. You're kind. That is deflecting. Like, don't even think about that. Get to that after you handle this first premise of whether there's value to Christianity or whether it's true if there's a God. And then you can bring that in. You're bringing in an obstacle before you're even open to the situation. Because for some reason you're bent on it not being true. You're hell bent on it not being true. You get what that? This is a perfect example of what Taylor was saying.
And I understand why for people who are Christians, when like, hey, to them the resurrection completely is like it's not like the resurrection is most relevant because presumably the most important thing for them is that instance or occurrence or event corroborates everything then they believe, which
I don't need that. I don't need that. Like this is what you're saying. The resurrection gives authority to his word.
Right. Yeah,
I mean, not for me.
Hey,
Why would we listen to the teaching of a man who predicted his death and resurrection if he didn't prove himself to be God? I believe it because I have faith. I don't even need that. I don't even need that.
The efficacy of his word. I don't need right.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I don't need that. That almost seems blasphemous to say. By the way.
Yeah, and this is going to be a really bad analogy. I'm going to draw CrossFit into it, but you don't need Greg's authority as some sort of exercise physiologist.
Right.
On CrossFit, it's the efficacy. Like you've tried it. You've tried living the teachings of Jesus Christ. Honor that your mother and father, do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
If every PhD CrossFit is bad for you, none of us would stop because we would know they were wrong.
Right. But to me, I think the linchpin for Christians is that the resurrection corroborates their place in heaven or eternity. Is like, hey, okay, now you know that you're saved because he's died for the sins and was resurrected. And that's most important, is that you're going to be saved for eternity and you'll have everlasting, love and freedom in heaven, and peace.
That seems like you're believing out of fear instead of loyalty.
I just get tripped up on people who are always like they know. You know what I mean? I get tripped up by people that know.
I don't see any value in not being open-minded to the God thing at all times. I don't see why you would be closed-minded to that. Hold on, Caitlin. I'm just trying to connect the phone. There's so many roadcasters.
It's just David. Read David Fennell's comment, or maybe I'll just start it.
Okay, let me hook this phone up. God, it feels so nice to be back in my office. Hey, Caitlin, what's up? Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Okay. I don't know. This isn't really my gifting, like making this make sense. So I hope I can do it justice.
Well, what you wrote was great. It was very concise what you wrote. It took me like a year to understand that, what you wrote in one sentence.
I just wanted to try to explain. Thank you. Writing is a gifting. Speaking is not. That's what I meant.
Oh.
I wanted to explain or try to explain the validity of the resurrection or why it's so important to us. And it starts from the beginning, right? If God created the earth and he created us perfect without sin, so we could be in communion with him because he's perfect. But then sin entered in the world. We chose, to eat of the fruit we were told not to eat. Sin entered into the world. Death entered into the world. And then there's not a time frame of how much longer, but then Moses enters into the story, whether that was thousands of years later, 20 years later, hundreds of years later. There's not really literature on that. But Moses enters into the storyline and he's given the 10 Commandments. And the Lord provides a way for his people to be in communion with him again, which is how it was how he always created it to be. But when we sinned, we could no longer be attached to him because he cannot be attached to the imperfect, the darkness, the death, the murder. He can't be attached to that. So he created these commandments in this whole process of sacrificing, the lamb, the firstborn. And it was these rituals that you had to do to make yourself blameless before him, righteous before him. But it didn't work. If you read the Old Testament, or you just know even just a little bit, you realize it didn't work. Over and over again, the Israelites continued to not follow his ways and to not trust in him, and they end up in bondage over and over. And finally he says, okay, fine. And then in the book of Isaiah, he talks about, hey, listen, you need to get yourself right now, because a time is coming when I am going to put a partial hardening on your heart. And that's why most Israelites do not believe in Jesus Christ as the resurrected Son of God. I'm going to put a partial hardening on your heart, and I'm going to open up the door. I'm paraphrasing, but I'm going to open up the door to other nations. And he says, my thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways. And he's trying to tell them, listen, you think so linear, but I'm thinking in eternity, and you guys aren't listening to me. So I'm going to just spin this whole thing upside down. And then you have a couple hundred years where he's silent. There's nothing really going on. And then Jesus enters into the scene, who has a bunch of prophecies about him in the Old Testament. And the whole crux of Jesus is that he is the Lamb. He is the firstborn. He is God in flesh. And so he's the ultimate sacrifice. The shedding of his blood is the covenant, so that you no longer have to slaughter a lamb every, how often? I'm not inept in Jewish law. But if he's a slaughtered lamb and doesn't rise from the dead, then he can't be the covenant. He can't be the fulfillment of the law. So if he just died and didn't rise again, then it means nothing. But if he rose again, then he's the fulfillment of the law, and he is your salvation. He's your righteousness. And a belief in him covers you in his blood, so that when God sees you, he sees you as white as snow, as sinless, as his righteousness. And that's what gives you access to being in perfect communion with him for eternity.
So it's not his death, it's not his resurrection that cured us of his sins. It's individual belief that it happened. Those are two separate things, right?
Yes and no. So yes. So you can still, because we have free will, you can still say, yeah, but I don't believe in that, and choose an eternity away from God.
Well, and so it's so interesting that you also said this too. You said that people think so linearly, and I would say people think with such duality. So I don't believe in the resurrection, and so some people think that means I don't think it happened. That's not true either. I don't disbelieve it either. I just have no.
Yeah.
It's just not, it's like, there's things like you just don't, if someone asked you what time it is and you didn't know, you wouldn't fucking make up a time. You just don't know.
So here, and you can totally tell me I'm way off track here. When I think about you, and when because I've listened to the podcast for the last couple of years, I've heard multiple people come on and, share Jesus and other belief systems. And I've watched your journey, and what you strike me as the type of person, and I could be wrong, but you strike me as the type of person that life is so good as is. Like, your life is really fulfilling to you. Most people have to get to a place where they feel like they need a savior to recognize.
Well, I had my bottom. I hit my bottom, and I had my calling. But it didn't take me to Christianity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I hit my bottom, and it was like I faced my death. And
here's the other thing, and people don't like this. I think Taylor kind of alluded to it with the whole being called thing. And take it for what it's worth. When I said, the Lord literally said to his people, I'm putting a partial hardening on your heart. And in the New Testament,
that's a crazy thing to say, right? That's so potent.
So in the New Testament, in Romans, it's Romans 6, 7, or 8. I'm not sure off the top of my head. But it talks about how he did that so that the Gentiles could have access to him. And it's wild to read. You're like, whoa, God literally said, hey, I'm going to make you not able to see me or recognize me or be called by me so that the Gentiles can have access to me. Now, what it does say is that time will come to an end as well. And the Israelite people, the nation of the Jewish people, are still ultimately the chosen people of God. And in the, predicted end times, they are still going to be the key players. And that hardening is going to be lifted. The scales are going to come off from their eyes, and they're going to be like, oh, okay, this was all true. But yeah, there are wild things in the Bible that say that it is the Lord who calls. It is not of our, but that's just to remind us that none of us, while we have free will, it's not of our own might. It's not, you can do enough, serve enough homeless people, or, say enough prayers or go to church enough times that earns you anything. It's really simply just a belief and a knowledge that you need a savior.
Well, very well said. Did you like that, Taylor?
Thanks.
Yeah, I like that. I have one thing that sticks out to me is the acceptance of the resurrection, the belief, like what you led with, Sevon, where you were like, is the resurrection that results in salvation, or is it the belief in the resurrection that results in salvation? And I feel like, and maybe I just haven't had it explained to me well enough, that someone who lived and did the things that Jesus did, that character, I don't even want to say arc, but that his modus operandi is not consistent with, if you don't believe in me, you don't get saved. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
yes.
he said that, though. He personally said that multiple times in scripture.
I know that just
when he said because
it's so inconsistent with every action he took. It just trips me out so much.
Yeah, he's still God, though. He's still God. It's not just a morality book. It's really actually what most people don't realize is the story of the Bible is not meant to be history. It's not a history book. It's not a prophetic book. It's not a how to live right book. It's a redemption story, a redemption of how we were created perfect, how we stepped out of that. And then the rest of it is literally a foreshadowing of God redeeming us back to him as it was always meant to be. And that's how you have to kind of read scripture.
Caitlin, this is I'll tell you more where I stand. This is probably, not Christians are going to not like this. I believe it's significantly more important to surrender to God than it is to believe in Jesus's resurrection. If you don't surrender to God, then you won't get on your path. And I think that and obviously I'm fabricating that one is greater than the other. I know it's just a thought, but I think it's significant. Yeah. Significant. My life became significantly better when I surrendered to God, and it had nothing to do with.
I don't actually unlike that.
It had nothing to do with believing or not believing in Jesus.
Sure, I don't not like that because
to God, that's my faith. You know what I mean? That's where I get my faith.
Yes. And I think that's an integral part of faith. I just happen to also believe that Jesus is God. And so that all goes together for me.
Right.
And the other thing, when
but I'm open to it, but everything I've ever believed in life has not made I don't see the value in believing things.
Yeah. It is when you believe something as strongly as you believe the COVID vaccine was dangerous to people, which I also do. And I'm not saying that, what I'm saying, you get stuck in a narrative and it becomes hard to see outside that narrative.
Right.
And so that can be difficult for Christians, right? Especially for those of us that grew up in it and didn't know any other way. Just like the Muslims grew up in that. And so they believe that they are doing good by murdering people.
The Slims.
right? So you can get stuck in a narrative. The only other thing that I will say, like to when Taylor said, maybe I just haven't had someone explain it to me right. At the end of the day, while having these conversations are fruitful, and Christians should most certainly know scripture so that they can have these conversations in an intelligent manner. Going back to the whole calling thing, when the Lord calls you, it's not going to be because there was a knowledge moment of like, oh, that clicks. Now it makes sense to me. It's not going to be something.
Yeah.
It's not going to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's
and
going to be
what's
an
funny?
experience.
That's even in this Joby Martin book. No matter what, everything he says is fine, but it's still in Harry Potter land. It's still like, hey, who knows if that's true or not? But then he says he felt the calling. He was at some church camp as a landscaper, and so and there it is. There it is.
And that's something only the Lord can do.
Yeah, he had some sort of individualistic experience.
Yeah, I don't believe because my parents told me it was true, or I had,
you had your own calling. You had your own calling.
Yeah, exactly.
I can get down with that.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Very well said.
Yeah. Thank you for lying, even if it wasn't well said.
No, it was amazing. You're great. Thank you.
All right. It was a good time to finally call in.
Thank you.
All right. See you.
If you'd like to support Caitlin, head on over to Sabbath Essentials.
We use all their tallow stuff.
Where she makes all of her own products.
Lizzie loves it. I wonder if this is an arc as well, where just how you can be called by God, you can have this moment of awakening to the existence of God, or this realization, hey, God exists, or I believe God exists is like step one, and maybe it's not even a step. It's just like the initial, blooming of the flower is like, I am aware of or open to the awareness of an existence of God. And the next step is being called to that God.
You know, when you're a kid, you make cookies and then you get the chocolate chips and the recipes on the back. And then you go home and you buy all the shit and then you start making it, right? You follow the instructions and you start making it and you do it all. And then all of a sudden, like, it's in the oven. And then while you're making it, it looks really good and it smells good. And then you eat some of the raw dough and you're like, shit, this shit's really good. And then you put it in the oven. And you're like, holy fuck, this smells so fucking good. And then you take it out and there it is, right? That's kind of like the way the Bible works, or the word of God works, or more specifically following Jesus. Like, you could get close to it and then start putting some of these things in play. And all of a sudden you'll start smelling good cookies. Shit will get better. And so, that's my experience, and I've never heard anyone refute that either. I've never heard anyone say no one ever says. They say stuff like, "There's no way he created the earth in 7 days," or he contradicts himself here because Noah lived to 1,000 and over here he lived to 600. Like, I don't care about that. I'm trusting my own discernment. I think George Floyd fucking died of a fentanyl overdose. Yep. I'm trusting my own discernment. I don't care what George says. Yeah. You're debating on if the words of scripture are essentially impactful. No, I don't think we're debating that.
Yeah, we're not.
There's a difference between something being impactful and it being true. And he goes, let me read this last part. If it's impactful but false, where's the value? Well, that's like any parable that is based on. Wow. Is he being facetious, or is he saying
I don't know if you're being facetious, but I think that's wild to say that something that's false can't be impactful. Like, and that's not to say that something that's true can't be impactful either, or that even something that's true is more impactful than something that's false. But
red doesn't mean stop. That's not true. But if you don't fucking follow those, if you don't follow those rules, you're a fucking idiot. You're dead. It's very impactful. It's very important.
Harry Potter is
very important
for a lot of people. I mean, there are a lot of things that just aren't true. They're completely made up stories or agreed upon concepts that are just completely fabricated and not true, that have massive impact, enormous impact.
Read John chapter 1. However, the deity of Jesus is the reason you can have eternal life. No other religion has a risen Savior. No other religion is free of gift that requires no work, just faith. I understand that, but that's just. I mean,
there's a lot of and here's the deal. Even that is an absolute. Go back to that comment. Even that is an absolute. Because we were discussing with Brad hey, if you say, oh, I accept Jesus Christ as my savior, I believe in the resurrection, I have faith, and please forgive me for my sins and those sins that I will continue to commit, but I believe and please forgive me. And you go on just completely raping and pillaging and continuing to commit sin. Like that's, no, you're not saved. There's like a line. And there's a lot of Christian philosophy that's like, hey, what is that line? Because it says you can't be saved just through works. You have to believe, you have to believe, you have to have faith. But you also can't just have faith and then engage in a fucking sin party for the rest of your life. Like that's not true either. These are the absolutes that
That was awesome when
wanna
Brad
say-
brought that up.
Yeah, I love that. I don't even want to say I struggle with, because I don't struggle with it. I just find it pointless to me to try to turn it over in my mind when I know, hey, these things are most important. These things have most impact. Yeah, I'm open to any of it, but I don't want to pretend like I know when I don't know.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I.
Well, it's liberating to not pretend like you don't. It's so liberating to not know.
Yeah. And here I'll say
So
this.
liberating.
Everything in my life that I do know and I'm so certain of, it is like a prison that I've put myself in.
Yes.
It's like an emotional prison
Yes.
to have to know, to be so certain. I need to get coffee. I'll be right back. 2 secs.
If there's a God in heaven, I will get in.
Crazy.
Because I'm nice to people and don't treat them like cunts unless they deserve it. Accepting Jesus is dumb. So I'll tell you, about 30 years ago, 20 years ago, I had this realization that you don't know what good and bad is. Most people have no clue. There's a great story of this guy who sees a snail crossing the sidewalk. And he wants to do good. He wants to save the snail's life. So he picks the snail up and sets it in the bushes, thinking he did good. But really, he just set it in a bed of snail bait and killed the snail. And all those people who are handing out free needles, Pat, they think they're doing good. And that's the premise. Last time we talked about Jesus on the show, Pool Boy made a comment. The reason why Sevon doesn't understand the resurrection is because he thinks he's God. And maybe there's some truth to that, but that's a good example of it right there. You think you're God because you're saying you're nice to people, that's what you need to do. But I don't think you really know what it means to be nice to people. Some chick's anorexic and you see her and you're like, you look beautiful today. And you think you're being nice, but you've sent her the message that starving herself and being anorexic makes her look good. There's 100 million examples of it. Thinking that you know what's good or what's helping people is a trip. You got to be careful. I did like how she said most humans think linearly when they think about God, and that's also fascinating to me when those people start.
What is thinking linearly?
Meaning, I think she meant in terms of like, and the book I was listening to talks about this too. Just talks about like the timeline, and that they're thinking in this timeline that's so human, as opposed to how God thinks, and about how the whole thing works as a big picture, as opposed to this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. Like all the people who believe that it would be a waste to follow, like that's ridiculous. It would be a waste to follow God if you find out at the end of your life that Jesus wasn't resurrected and didn't die for your sins, that it would have been a waste to follow Christianity. That's insane to me. Of course it wouldn't have been a waste.
Yeah, I spent
what were you going to follow that was better? I mean, these it almost hurts me a little bit when people say that. It's like it makes me sad for them.
Yeah. And not even just the print, like not even, I mean, I get what they're saying. Oh, I wasted all this time believing and trying to believe in something that didn't exist. But think of the effect that it had on your life and those around you. And did it make your life and the lives around you better?
Yeah.
If it did, how could it possibly be a waste? And it's so, and obvious, and Christianity is so service oriented. It is so not self-centered. And I think anything that's just not anything, but I think living a life that's just based in, you being entirely self-serving. This is even a deep philosophical debate as well, because you could say if you're, living the Christian principles so that your life can be better, knowing that you have to live service oriented and in the service of others, then you're still like, it's the ultimate self-serving thing, because you're only doing it, or you are doing it knowing that your life will be better as a result. But whatever, I know that my life will be better as a result if I try to help other people, and so I try to help other people.
To presume your capacity to understand it qualifies as something as legitimate is wild. I don't know what that means. As an atheist, what's wrong with me?
I want to read that. To presume your capacity to understand it qualifies it as something as legitimate is wild.
Oh, I see what he's saying.
So like,
yeah.
Like if you don't understand it, it's not legitimate.
No, he's saying that the opposite. He's saying just because you understand something doesn't mean it's legitimate. He's saying to presume your capacity to understand it qualifies it as something as legitimate is wild. Meaning like, thanks, Taylor, for reading it correctly. Yes, Sevon, not a waste of life. It's one of the most beautiful religions to follow, just a waste of breath trying to convince others it's true. I hope you didn't waste your breath. This is a funny comment. As an atheist, what's wrong with being anorexic? I don't know. It just doesn't sound. It sounds like you're hurting your temple.
You're beating it up. So
it's only legitimate if my current understanding allows it. Arrogant as fuck.
So that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like if I don't understand it, it's not legitimate. And that's the Pat Lange. That's the
Yeah, I don't need to understand it for it to be legitimate.
That's this. I'm a million %.
Hey, but the Christians are no different than Pat, though, Taylor. They want to. They're trying to understand. It makes it legitimate to them because they understand it too. That's no difference than it being illegitimate because you don't understand it.
Right.
In my mind.
The absolutism. Yeah. But it's no different conceptually, but in effect, it's different. And what I mean by in effect, it's different is like you said, following Christianity is beautiful and it's amazing. And what is there better to follow? And the opposite of that is disbelieving it and trying to tell everyone it's not true. And what are the results and the fruits of that way of life? And which one is better? And what's the difference? I think there's a pretty large difference. That's why I don't get upset if someone's like, hey, I want to teach you about God versus, hey, this is why it's okay for you to cut your pee-pee off and fucking turn your Audi into an innie and pretend to be a girl. Because I fucking know. And this is the box that I live in as a result of this knowledge.
Yeah.
That is worse for me.
Yeah.
And I know that Christianity is better for most people, if not all people. At least at bare minimum, the Christian values and principles. And I don't mean gays are sinners and, I mean like, love thy neighbor, honor your mother and father, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Turn the other cheek, things like that. Love, peace, serenity, freedom. Those are the principles I'm talking about.
Is there some crazy horror movie out? A horror movie made for $750,000 is about to become one of the most profitable films ever made. Obsession.
Rambler says hyperactive people need to work out. I need to work out. Someone's making my leg shake. I think a man is making Rambler's leg shake. Your legs are shaking, buddy?
What does that mean? What does that mean to be hyperactive?
Yeah, I don't know. I also think it's crazy to think that just because Jesus died in the year 33, that everyone before that wasn't given eternal salvation. I mean, if God is everything and anything, then it's pretty small-minded to think that that wouldn't be covered. let's say that your soul is trapped in damnation, and at the year 33, every soul was set free. I don't know, wipe the slate clean. I haven't tried to work through that because, to be honest, that I think is not a valuable use of my time. Why am I trying to spend my time disbelieving something that positively benefits my life?
Enough of this smart talk. Let's listen to something stupid for a minute.
All of you talking about you. It's us. He's not going to be. He's not going to, say, "Oh, you're with a white guy. I'm going to keep you from being deported." No, he's going to deport you and put the white guy with someone else. The man is out there. He's also.
Whoopi Goldberg saying that Trump's trying to stop interracial marriages. I deport. Oh my goodness.
That whole cast of fucking retards is so bad.
Hey, and Pat's gonna be like, no one believes that stuff. No one believes that stuff. Yeah, they do.
They're trying. Not only do some people believe it, but that gaggle of fucking geese are trying to get the entire country to believe it. They're trying to get every single viewer of their show to believe it. They're trying to create widespread hysteria.
What do you think about license plate readers?
I mean, what's the fucking difference between that and fucking taking note of the make and model of your car? It's public fucking information. Your license plate isn't hidden between your fucking ass cheeks.
But what do you think? What do you think about the government having cameras out everywhere and capturing license plates and tracking the car, keeping all the data so you can track all the car where everyone's going?
I think if the government's doing that and it's like, hey, this is a rule of the road and this is how we can keep the roads as safe as possible and this is how we can keep crime down, great. As soon as that data becomes accessible to like a private entity,
it's for sure going to be used in way. Maybe let's say 98% of the time it's used like to catch bad guys, but 2% of the time it's weaponized by the government to fuck good people.
How is it weaponized by the government to fuck good people? Give me an example.
Like wiretapping, right? You say you're going to allow wiretapping to help to help catch crimes, and next thing you know, you're busting people for meeting at the school board meetings talking about not having transgender people in there. Just think of all the ways shit's been weaponized. The way the FBI was weaponized. That guy's daughter was fucking raped at 2 different high schools by a tranny, and then
everything is fallible because everything involves human error. So I think that you could just make this argument for every single rule that we have. Well, if you enforce this rule, then, 98% of the time it's going to help people. 2% of the time it's going to really fuck people over.
It's a slippery slope.
Everything's a slippery slope. You could make the argument. Literally every rule is a slippery slope. Then speed limit's a slippery slope.
Yeah. No. No.
Why?
How's a speed limit a slippery slope? Like, you mean like if they're going to impose a 65 speed limit, eventually it's going to be 55, then 45, then 35?
No. I mean, like, hey, generally speaking, when you drive 55 miles an hour on the highway, you are abiding by the law if the speed limit is 55 and people are people are driving safer and they aren't fucking dying. But then 2% of the time, this person needs to drive 75 miles per hour to get their pregnant wife who's having a baby and there's a complication to the hospital. If she goes 55, she'll be 2 minutes too late. If she goes 75, the baby will live. And she abides by the speed limit and the baby dies.
And the baby dies.
Hey, dude, I'm giving you your liberal argument, dude. That's the Pat Lange argument. I'm just saying, hey, I get what you're saying. And this is the reason I don't like.
Like, I don't think you should outlaw sugar because the slippery slope is it's bad for you. And then next thing you know, someone outlaws meat because they say it's bad for you.
Yeah.
That's the slippery slope.
They're not outlawing something. They're saying your license plate is public information. And it is. It should be. I think your license plate is displayed on the outside of your vehicle. How is it not fucking public information? I can walk through a parking lot and I can know every single person's there's license plate.
But then then they can. I guess they can already do it with your cell phone. Then they can track everywhere you've been with that car. They can just assemble it together. I mean, they are catching bad guys like that already.
Yeah, I mean, I get that that's a slippery slope, but just don't break the fucking law. I guess, hey, I would rather, and this is the thing, and this is where I err on the side of, how does the government knowing my location or where my car's been inhibit my freedoms? Like how in my life?
Okay, I'll give you an example.
Yep.
Uh, they mandate vaccines, and then they start tracking license
But
plates.
that's already, it's not the tracking of the license plate, it's the mandating of the vaccine, which is an infringement on my right.
Well,
It's
that's
not
the whole. That's
it's
the whole
not
reason
track-
why they're going to track them, to do things to infringe on your rights.
You think that's time out, and caller, just one fucking second. That's you. I'm not. Stop it. I don't like that argument. Use the argument like no. I'm just saying, argue based on the actual merit of the thing we're discussing, which is the tracking of license plates, not some arbitrary. They might use it for this and they might use it for
Well,
that.
they're not. The only reason why they're going to use it is,
Bro, Monica.
what?
Don't you don't know the only reason they're going to use it.
Okay, even better to bolster my argument. Yeah, I have no idea how they're going to use it.
Okay, but it's public information.
Uh,
I could fucking follow anyone in my car. I could say, "Oh, look at that red car, license plate N237540." And I can follow it all fucking day. And now I'm a database who knows everything about that fucking car and the guy in it.
how do you feel about Ring cameras? Connecting all the Ring cameras together and using that data to track us.
That is not public information. I pay. That's my fucking Ring camera on my private property. Yeah, I think, hey, as soon as the government, like, if I drive down my driveway and the trees obscure and block where my car's going after I get 10 feet into my driveway, the government can't just drive up into my fucking driveway with their cameras and take fucking pictures of where I park my car. That's where they're fucking breaking your freedoms. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're on a public road.
Although Google's doing that when they map the road.
Yeah, and no, Google's not driving into private property. They're staying on public roads, and their cameras just can see everything that's on private property. And if they don't get a picture of it.
Caller, hi. Caller? I don't know what's going on with the phone. Hey, can you hear me?
Who is it?
Can you hear me? Yeah, hold on one second. Of course, this isn't working. That will suck if I have to put the phone up to my Hold on. Why is the phone so hard to use? Hold on, caller. Hold on. Why does anyone, do other shows have problems with this that use the Rodecaster? And you know what? They have a plug that they claim you can plug your phone into. That doesn't work either. Hold on. There we go. Let's see. They see each other. Pair. Did he hang up? No. Hold on.
Oh, that's interesting.
Go ahead, read it.
How can I become an AI host? AI companies want to pay you $1,000 a month and pay internet to host equipment on your property.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Where?
I saw that recently. I think Amazon's even asking to put AI servers on people's property.
And what is a server? Is it just like one device that needs
like this giant thing that looks like an air conditioner,
and it just needs like a small degree of cooling, as opposed to like a massive center?
I don't know what's going on with it. Caller, hi.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
No, you guys like this. I have a theory on the whole surveillance thing.
Please.
So I like when you look at all the data centers they're setting up across the country, and then they have all these things that are reading your license plate. And then you take into consideration that They just voted on a bill to put kill switches on all cars manufactured after 2028 or whatever it is.
Yeah, I saw that.
So there's, if you look at it, they're setting up a grid. So they're going to be able to track everywhere you go at any time. And then with the kill switch in your car, they'll be able to shut your car off when they don't want you to travel. So if they deem it's bad for the environment for people to travel at certain times, they'll just shut your cars off.
Yeah.
And you won't be able to travel anywhere.
Yeah.
That's what I think all of this is. I think it's a complete and total surveillance state. Well, they will dictate if you go anywhere, where you go. Because if you look at like the World Economic Forum, they're talking about the 15-minute cities. They don't want people leaving their areas. Eventually, that's their ultimate goal. They'll surveil everything you do.
I think they already do that shit in China. Like there's only certain areas you can go.
They have,
and hey, in the big
it's a
cities,
social-
New York City has
it's
it
a-
too, in a little bit different.
it's a
Theirs is
social-
manual.
But ultimately, it'll be a social credit score. So if you're deemed by the government to be a problem, and you're not adhering to everything they say and what they say is right and what they say is correct, then you'll get a ding on your social credit score like they do in China. Like they'll limit where you travel because in China you have to have a cell phone to get on public transportation or anything, and it scans your little code. And if you've been deemed you've said the wrong thing, then they'll dock your credit score and you won't be able to travel anywhere. You won't be able to bank. That's ultimately what they're going to do.
I hope you're wrong. All right. Thank you. Very good insight. Thank you. Yeah, they're already running the experiment in other countries.
I'm reading this. NVIDIA's plan to pay household electric bills in exchange for hosting a mini AI data center has a catch. Even if the offer sounds like an easy win for anyone tired of rising monthly costs, the idea comes through XFRA, a new distributed AI data center project from NVIDIA and San Francisco startup Span, which aims to place compute nodes in residential and small commercial spaces instead of relying only on huge purpose-built sites. With demand for AI, cloud tools, streaming, and gaming infrastructure continue to surge, the pitch's general idea is to utilize homes as part of a wider compute network. As a network, NVIDIA will cover the extra electricity and internet costs and avoid some of the land and water issues that have made giant data centers so controversial. That said, the logistical reality is far less simple. The catch in question is that each XFRA box is not just a harmless little gadget inside the garden. Each unit reportedly packs 16 liquid-cooled NVIDIA RTX Pro 6000 Blackwell GPUs, meaning it contains a humongous amount of computing power, generating serious heat and electronic noise right outside a home. What is XFRA? As explained by the Span team itself, it claims that the project can deliver gigawatts of new compute capacity amidst today's growing power infrastructure. Complaints by operating a distributed network of compute nodes located in residential and small commercial spaces. The company has also described the setup as a quiet and discreet alternative to traditional data centers, which have faced criticism from nearby residents over noise, land use, water consumption, and pressure on local infrastructure. Why the word mini is doing the heavy lifting? The word mini is actually doing a lot of the heavy lifting when describing the center. While an XFRA unit would be far smaller than a full-scale AI data center, the hardware inside is still designed to run demanding compute workloads. That means cooling, maintenance access, internet connectivity, and constant power management all become a part of the homeowner equation, all bringing potential noise pollution in exchange for your proposed savings. Will NVIDIA really pay your bills? According to the original proposal, participating households could have the electricity and internet cost caused by the system covered each month. The rumored $150 flat utility fee. Realtor.com has also reported internal discussions around a possible flat utility fee of $150, although that figure remains unconfirmed and could change before any wider rollout. Span says the nodes would use excess power capacity and would not take electricity away from appliances that residents actually need. The wider promise is that distributed compute could ease pressure on large data center construction while providing extra capacity for cloud services. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, some things I'm reading are saying they'll pay you $1,000 a month. You have to buy the unit. It gets installed on your lot, and I think it's like maybe $2,900. But then you potentially get $1,000 a month. It seems like this. I don't even know where you can apply for that. Span. Let me go to Span. Span XFRA. Here's their. Oh, what the hell? Sevon's gone. I'm going to share this screen and we're going to read through this. This is crazy. All right. Sharing the screen. Span. SPAN announces XFRA, a distributed data center solution to close the speed to power gap for AI compute demand. This is what this little bitch looks like. I guess this is like your electric box, your service station, which is honestly kind of fucking massive. It looks like a Tesla charging station. Like most houses, electric box is just like this on its own. So I'm not even sure what all of this is, but if it adds an additional, sub panel, an additional fucking massive main panel or maintenance panel, and then this box, I wonder how loud it is. It looks like a fucking AC unit for sure. Today, Span announced the launch of XFRA, a distributed data center solution designed to deliver gigawatts of new compute capacity amidst today's growing power infrastructure constraints. Span's unique and differentiated closing speed gap. Why Span? Products, panels, smarter electrical panel, home app. Why Span? I don't even think you can apply. Powering the future, about Span. Yeah, I mean, it's like, let's click upgrade panel. This looks like just like an electrical box. What is that even? Here we go. Oh my goodness. The world's smartest electrical panel, Span panel, is available in different sizes. Your Span authorized installer will select the appropriate panel for your home and project needs. Yeah. What makes this better than like a fucking incentives? I'll get out of this soon. The garden is coming great, and I'll take some video of it. It wasn't raining for forever. We were in a wild drought. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not the cost for electricity, Dan, because honestly, our electricity is pretty cheap. It's like, I don't know, maybe it hovers between $40 to $100 a month, which is whatever. But if they're going to pay you $1,000 a month to rent that fucking spot on your property, you kidding me? Are you tripping, bruh? Electrify your home for less. Okay, I don't see any fucking incentives. Whatever. Fuck this place. Fuck Span. Sorry, I'm out. Dude, what happened?
What am I gonna do when my computer? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? What am I gonna do?
Yes.
My computer keeps every show my computer's crashing.
Your computer or your which computer is it? A laptop or like a Mac?
No, it's a Mac Studio.
Get a new one, dude. Oh shit, Lizzie's back home and watching. She said we're not putting a data center in our yard.
Do it.
Dude, let's talk about the NorCal Classic. Everyone wants to know. I guess they don't even give a shit. We're talking about Jesus and AI data centers. They don't give a fuck about NorCal.
It's really good. If you're in the area and you want to go to a great tournament, a great semifinal, great event, go to that event. I was thinking the only event that I've been to that I would probably take my kids to, the only two events would be NorCal Classic or the games. Not the games in Albany, but like the Madison type games or Fort Worth.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
NorCal would every time I saw people there with their kids, I was like, fuck, I should have brought my kids. I mean, I couldn't have, but
someone walked their
awesome.
dog. Someone walked their dog right in front of our broadcast booth.
This part's crazy.
Let it take a fucking fat shit right where we were entering the floor and leaving the floor. There's little gates in the fence, and there's one spot where you can open it and walk onto the floor. Right in that spot, this fucking person let their dog take a fucking shit and just left it there.
Yeah, I
So if
didn't
you're
like that.
fucking
So
listening to this, if you're listening to this and that was you, holy fuck, are you kidding me? You just let your dog shit right there next to the floor. Not only for us getting on and off the floor, like potential to step on it, which I'm sure someone did. Sevon finally went over there and put a piece of cardboard over it. But you think fucking athletes sucking down oxygen during the middle of their workout want to smell your dog shit?
yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, Ellen was pregnant. Ellen was pregnant. She took third in RX pregnant. Like early pregnant. Crazy. You know, I only saw Chandler Smith one time, and I didn't see his wife a single time.
He competed there, right?
I think so, in elite pairs.
We're being
not-
patient. Tell all. To be honest with you, all I know is what happened in the booth. I didn't like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I walked around a few times. I had to go to the bathroom. I had to run batteries back and forth to people. I saw kids frolicking and shitloads of awnings and tents. And by the way, there was one other dumb thing that the general public did to us. We get there early in the morning, we get there at 7 or 8, and then we're the last ones to leave except for the other workers at the event.
Yeah.
And we pull our car into our tent where we broadcast from, and people set up tents around our car. It's like, are you retarded? How do you think we're going to get out and then people leave their tents there, right? Because there's hundreds of tents left there overnight. I don't even know if tents is the right word. What are those things called? Pop-up tents? What are those things?
Yeah, tents. That's it. Tents.
And people popped them up all around our car, and it's like, hey, how do you think we're going to get out?
There were no interactions or laughs with Pat. Not a single one.
Pat did not look good.
I bet if he was winning and crushing, he would have wanted interviews and would have been all giddy and happy. But he probably was thinking,
Can't blame him for that.
yeah, but he was probably thinking all these guys are going to do is fucking ask me if I'm washed or not. And I don't want to fucking talk to any of them. I don't like them to begin with. And I definitely wouldn't have asked any of those questions. I would have been like, hey, dude, are you cooked? But he just looked like he didn't want to talk. So I would not press him. You can tell, you can tell when an athlete looks like they want to talk to you or they don't. And I can tell two athletes that looked like they didn't want to talk to me across the weekend. One I didn't talk to, and that's Pat. The other I did, Ariel Sanders. And
She seems very angry.
she didn't want, and maybe I'm wrong.
She seems angry all the time or intense. She's either really intense or angry.
Yeah, she just looked like she didn't want to talk. And I was like, she wanted heat. So I like kind of pushed for it. And I just wish I hadn't, and then there was another girl who wanted heat who I felt so bad about this. I was like, okay, I'm interviewing the heat winners. So I go up to this girl. I'm like, hey, you want to interview? She's like, I'm sure. Yeah.
Who was that? Eris?
Yeah, Eris. And it was the rope climb sandbag event. She fucking her rope climb technique was insane. It was so good. And I wanted to talk to her about it. And then somebody runs out to the floor. I can't remember who it was. Like,
It was
hey,
me.
Okay, you're like, yeah, we're not gonna have time for an interview. So I had to go back and be like, hey, sorry, we actually don't have time for an interview. And that fucking was like, I just felt like such.
She was cool though, right?
Yeah,
she
she's
seemed really
oh
cool.
yeah, no worries. But like, I don't know, it was fucked. That's fucked to me. But whatever.
Someone said, could you convince Ben and Blair to break the final 20 in elite divisions into 2 10-person heats? Here's the thing. That field has 25 lanes. I don't think I've ever been to any event or seen an event that has 25 lanes. And the reason why they have to do that is they have 1,000 athletes. And so it's challenging, but I don't know the workaround.
We basically streamed Wodapalooza. That's what this event is. This event is a slightly smaller Wodapalooza. It's in California. It's at a location that is, you don't have hardwired hardline internet like Wodapalooza does. And I don't know if Wodapalooza even has hardline internet or they just have they truck a tower in They probably truck a tower in.
They have a
and
good budget. They have a good budget for media, probably.
Right, a huge budget.
And they have 3,000 athletes, so that gives them 2,000 more registration fees.
Yes. So, but
Oh,
essentially,
I would take my kids to Wadapalooza too. By the way, I said just the games in NorCal. I would definitely
Yeah,
take my kids to
I like
Wadapalooza.
Waterloo as well.
Yeah.
So that's like you took him to SoCal.
My wife did, but yeah, I get your point.
That's the huge difference here. I mean, like they're not going to do, I don't know. I just disagree. Yeah, I'm with you. They have the ability to do it. They need to do it. And it's a massive festival. And
The
that's the only
easiest
way-
event to
Hey, that's the only way these events have any ability to be self-sustaining long-term. You cannot self-sustain an event off of 40 elites in each division and just elite teams and have sponsors pay. That's just not sustainable, because the team that you have that's required to run that whole event is so fucking small that you can pay. All of the people who do so much important work don't get paid. They're just volunteers. And that is the churn of people willing to do that is so fucking high. And honestly, I don't it's not respectable. Like, fuck, figure out a way to pay your fucking people who work their fucking asses off.
Dylan cracked the code before Hyrox did, and Hyrox has definitely cracked it now. Yeah, these are participatory events. And so Wadapalooza has, you know what I mean? Just like Hyrox has 3,000 participants and Xenon's going to have 1,000 and NorCal has 1,000. Isn't TFX like that? And there's other ones too, right? Where it's like, hey, that's the only way they can pay their bills. So they have to throw this massive event. And then it was funny because I was chatting with someone about this, and I was like, I wonder if there's room in the space for like a Gucci event where you just charge $1,000 for registration and only get 20 athletes. And someone said that's what Mayhem is. So
Yeah,
Mayhem
doesn't charge registration fee. They don't make any money on their event.
Yeah.
That's not a Gucci event. That's
Good
not
point.
A Gucci event.
Well,
That's a fucking WFP spinoff.
well,
That's all that is. It's for the
Well-
athletes by the athletes.
I guess that makes sense why Mayhem was so cool, because they just have 20 and 20. It's the same reason why Crash has got to be the easiest event to cover, and NorCal has got to be the hardest.
Crash is easy. Syndicate's also easy because it's elite only. And you have hardline internet, and you're
How many
sitting
lanes did they have there? How many lanes did they have there?
I would imagine 10, and you're just sitting on top of it. Like it's like you're at the finish line, 30 feet up.
Yeah,
you-
the spot there's awesome.
It's great. What do you think is one step up from the camera setup we have with the receivers, like the DJI cameras with the receivers and the Anton Bauer batteries? Is like, what's a step up from that? Would it be would it then all be like all FX3s on a gimbal with a receiver attached?
Yeah, there was only one camera we would need to swap out, and the drones were fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The drone shots were insane.
So
I think
the
people
next-
will be able to appreciate it more once Sousa uploads the raw stream.
Oh, because it'll have just the clarity
It'll
will
be-
be better.
It'll be perfect clarity. There'll be no
Yeah.
glitching or any of that shit.
And so if we had so
Yeah,
so-
listen to this. And Mayhem and NorCal's cheap for spectators too. And Mayhem tickets for spectators isn't bad. We paid more to watch Masters and Teens in Columbus. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. They don't make any money. That's not the
No.
They
I-
take a
I would-
huge hit.
Yeah.
Which is so fucking gay, dude. I just think that's so stupid. Do it for the athletes. Do it for us. Do it for free. Take the hit financially. Do it. Come on, guys. We just want to compete. We just want to do it. Like, that's so stupid. You freaking numbnuts. You dumb idiot numbnuts. It's so exhausting hearing that. Like, and of course, no one's saying that verbatim, but that's the sentiment of what everyone's saying. You want a $500,000 stream at an event that doesn't make any fucking money, who they can't even pay everyone that works for them. They might not even have a fucking prize purse. It's crazy.
NCC should be post-production with the quality. I don't know what you're saying that's different than what I just said. It happens simultaneously. Basically, the production is saved, as Ortega says. It's saved locally to a hard drive. Yeah, it's all put onto an SSD drive, and then Sousa will just put it up as an additional.
How much memory was that?
I have no idea. But basically, I think the exact protocol is it gets saved to the internal drive in the computer, and then after every show, you move it over to the SSD. I think I'd have to ask Souza. But that's stupid. I think that's idiotic to not, if you have the ability to put something out, even if it were just audio and no video, even if you just had a play-by-play audio, is better than waiting.
The entitlement from some of the athletes is wild too. And Pool Boy talks about it here. NorCal needs to just pocket most of the cash prize they give. 2 athletes I spoke to didn't even care about the money. They just wanted the ticket. And that's the fucking reality.
No, you don't have to do any work for post-production. Basically, the production is just saved to a hard drive and you just put it in and you just upload that. It's just a clean version of the live show.
We were shooting at 60 FPS, or at least I was on the camera, and the DJI I was on, Ortega.
I literally listened to NorCal. I didn't even watch it. Pool Boy and Bill called it so well, I didn't need to watch it. Yeah, we got so many people came up to the booth, and when we would leave, people would mob us and be like, "Man, the commentary was amazing." I only heard like the funny parts.
Every single, I gotta pee. I'm gonna pee again.
But wow, a second pee. I don't even have to pee yet. A second pee. That's a lot of pee. I had my fill of energy drinks for the fucking year. This is apropos to what Taylor's doing. This is a professional tennis player. He says, "I'm gonna fucking shit on the court." They won't let him go take a deuce.
I can't. Just explain the situation, please.
He has to take a shit and they won't let him leave the court or he'll lose the game.
Who is the doctor? I'm going to shit on the court.
I can't give much time. Is that for a medical reason? Or?
Yeah, I'm sick.
Do we know anything about that?
No, he has some stomach problems.
I have diarrhea. You speak French? J'ai la chiasse et j'ai envie d'aller aux toilettes. Je peux plus bouger, je vais chier sur le plat.
I was watching a UFC fight one time and a guy got kicked in the balls or in the stomach or something weird happened. And he's like, I gotta shit. And they wouldn't let him leave. They're like, no, you gotta finish the
Sorry, I don't know anything like this. You can sit here for now. Yes, if it's urgent, he can do that. Yeah. Touch enough, man. Touches are done.
Can you imagine that, having to take a shit and they won't let you go?
Yeah, it's crazy.
He's got to get that dookie out.
That's why you pack your own food when you travel. Jesus, let them poop. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Marathon runners crap themselves all the time. Just let it go. That's what I was thinking too. And like,
They would have got it on a shoe and he'd be fucking slipping all over the place. No way, dude. That's a terrible idea for a tennis player. I think.
did you ever have a teacher tell you can't go to the bathroom when you asked to go to the bathroom, like in elementary school?
And fuck that shit.
Yeah, that shit was fucked.
You're a fucking idiot.
I had this teacher, Mrs. Moyne. She wouldn't let me pee, so finally I told my mom, I'm like, hey, you got to write me a note telling her, it was in the 6th grade, that when I need to pee, she's got to let me go. My mom did it. Teacher hated me for that, but it's like, holy fuck.
Every athlete I talked to this weekend loved the fact that they didn't get the workouts until Thursday at NorCal. And I talked to a lot of athletes.
I just think Tyler was confused. Like, he didn't know the whole situation. He didn't realize.
No, I don't think he was confused at all. That's and you don't actually believe that. So don't do that right now. So it's going to make me so pissed.
Well, wait a second. What do you think he knew? You think Tyler knew that happened every year and then still said that to take a shot?
Yes.
No.
Sevon.
Dude, you're giving him way too much credit. You're giving him way.
No, I'm not.
He does not know stuff.
he knows how to fucking manipulate situations to create fucking non-existent drama and tension and clashing and collision. He's great at that.
That's true.
And that's exactly what he was doing. He was pitting two fucking events against one another for no fucking reason.
What did he say? He said that NorCal
He said they
doesn't release
weren't
the workouts?
announcing. He said they weren't announcing any of the workouts because they didn't want athletes to withdraw. Yeah, I mean, and this is fine, right? Hey, this is cool. Liz Wishart said she didn't go to NorCal because she didn't know the workouts. I don't know if I like that about her. Yeah, I fucking hate that about her. She went 1 year, didn't know any of the workouts. One made $25K, and now she gets the work. I mean, look, she got bodied at fucking Syndicate. It doesn't matter. You get bodied. That's just soft ass shit. And it's not. Here's the thing. It's not about like, oh, it's a skill to show up to an event, and like I hate fucking hearing this. I'm gonna fully chimp the fuck out. I keep hearing from people, it's a skill to show up to an event not knowing the workouts and just be able to adapt on the fly. No, that is your fucking fitness. You don't show up to a test and know all the fucking answers to the test. And like, oh yeah. Like that's not how fucking.
You mean you don't know the questions? You mean you study and be prepared for anything?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have general expectations on the content that's going, the material that's going to be covered on the exam, and you study, you work your fucking ass off, and you show up prepared. And a lot of times, a question comes up that you're unprepared for, and you have to do your best with that. When events announce workouts early, there's nothing that you cannot prepare for. That's not fitness.
But who cares what the athlete? The other thing is who cares what the athletes think?
Right. It doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Like it doesn't matter whether they like it or not, or Liz likes it or not. At the end of the day, it's like, hey, dude, I didn't like it that like I had to take the SAT. The SAT's 5 hours. Like,
it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Hey, I mean, here's how I can say this. Jules, whatever. How can you say that when Denzel's on your team? Well, because Jenny's not an analyst. Her entire genre is drama, and that's her whole claim.
Do not bring up this Jules person's comments. This person is such a scumbag.
Okay, I won't. But it's just like, hey, like it's two different things. Like the thing is, it's like, and the media drama's fucking crazy. Imagine trying to create collision between two different semifinals. Cover your fucking athletes. That's it. Cover the workouts. That's it. Predict who's going to qualify. That's it.
I don't
Shut
know.
the fuck up.
But which
one's better than the other?
Wait a second. Let me just push back.
Come here, not the others. Hatfield versus McCoys.
Let me push back on that. Like I've definitely talked about on this show that I don't like it that the games releases so many workouts ahead of time. And that's the same thing that Tyler did. Tyler was just saying like, hey, this is my analysis for why they don't release the workouts. Obviously completely uneducated and wrong, but he's just giving his analysis for why he thinks that. And of course it's got a negative paranoid spin to it, but it's consistent. There's continuity with just who he is.
Which is manipulating facts into these just completely fabricated stories to create drama where there is none.
Yeah, I've told Dave that a million times. Don't announce the workouts. I like it when they're not announced, and let us try to leak them. I like it when there's I like it when there's fuck ups and workouts leaking shit. There's a guy who makes over $1 million a year running this website called Mac Rumors, and all they do is try to get leaks.
Oh, this is interesting. Aaron Macau. These are my favorite semifinals from this year. Number 1, Torian. Number 2, French Throwdown. Peter fucking killed it at French Throwdown. Peter was so fucking good at French Throwdown. Number 3, NorCal Classic. Number 4, Syndicate. Number 5, online semifinals. Number 6, Mayhem. Number 7, everyone else. I don't know how you could put online semifinals as 5th without even knowing the workouts yet, Aaron. That's crazy. But cool. I like that take because you like NorCal. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that to say that I just think ascribing some fucking wildly negative ulterior motive to not releasing the workouts early is so out of left field. It's not the same as saying, Dave, I don't like when you. He didn't say I don't like when you hold the workouts till Thursday. He said, I think the reason they hold the workouts till Thursday is because they know their workouts aren't as good as syndicates, which is where we are. And the athletes will withdraw if they release them. That's literally what he said. Obviously, in a way less educated accent, and like hey, he might have a brainworm accent. His best JD Vance impression. Like, that's what he did. And that's crazy.
I don't know if I would rank the
I wouldn't rank French Throwdown, but I would rank probably Mayhem first so far.
I can't think of one I didn't like that I watched. The only part at lunchtime I watched Syndicate Crown. I think it was the final men's workout.
Yeah. And
I never once thought about the stream. And I think that's a compliment to them. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
I was fully immersed in the sport.
Yep. That's what we want.
But I will say this. John interrupted Hobart in the 15 minutes I watched it, or whoever he was doing it with, 100 times. Like, no one can say anything with him without him like interjecting.
Right.
And it's like, hey, dude, just let some other people talk. Like, you say good shit, but gee, holy shit. Tyler is big on respect, and he's gonna have a threshold for that too. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like, he's not like John's constantly disrespecting Tyler, like just constantly, like just anything Tyler says, John jumps on top of, and Tyler's gonna have a threshold for that. He didn't like that shit. He's a big respect. Like, his whole thing is like he wants respect. That's his whole shtick. And he's gonna have a threshold for that. At some point, he'll be like, he's gonna have to have a talk with John. Like, yo, dude, let me say some shit without you interrupting.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the only problem with Torian. Torian, you had no idea what was going on unless you were watching. The commentary at Torian was not good.
The commentary at
Torian was horrible.
Also, it's a huge.
At least it wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't my cup of tea. I like listening.
Yeah, this is the thing. Mayhem, Torian, and Syndicate by far had the best athletes, and not even close.
And Mayhem went first.
Right. But that's what draws the views more than anything, is having the best athletes.
You think?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, I guess you're right. No one watched Rebel games, right?
Right.
I guess you're right.
You just have to have the best athletes.
Yeah, I muted after a while. Like, Torian, I just lowered it. I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Pedro and Poolboy got a bright future in broadcasting. So does Taylor in the interviewing athletes.
That's not a future for me, Don. To be honest, I like doing it. I enjoy it. But it's
Bryson.
not.
You and Bryson had the hardest job. Bryson had the hardest job of the weekend.
Yeah.
Then Sue's a second.
I just want to fucking spend time with my friends, and that's why I do it.
Yeah, me too. Holy shit. My stomach is sore from laughing so much.
That's the reason.
Hobart's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it gets it's a little embarrassing. I get a little secondhand embarrassment when people interrupt Hobart when he's in that scene. You know what I mean?
I don't ever want it to feel like work for me, because as soon as it does, I'm not fucking doing it. I want to do it because I'm excited to cover and watch the athletes that are there. And that's a part of being an athlete who's just a fucking crazy bitch.
That's why you do it for less than minimum wage.
If you are a crazy fucking bitch, you're just a fucking bitch. You really think these people out here doing it for fucking free want to cover you? Are you out of your fucking mind? Oh, you think there's no money in it for you? Are you retarded? What do you think about the judges holding up their fucking hand in front of you? What do you think they're getting paid, you fucking numbnut? And honestly, what they're doing is way harder than what you're doing as an athlete. You fucking have fun working out, and you get all this fucking validation and embellishment for it. They take a fucking knee and sweat their fucking pussies down to their ankles for 12 hours at a time for no fucking money. It's crazy, dude. When athletes are fucking self-absorbed, when they're entitled, dude, nothing makes me want to do it less. Nothing.
What was poor about the stream? I haven't seen our stream. I just like hanging out with my friends as a gay way of avoiding the fact the stream was really poor this week. What was poor about it?
I'm open to it sucking ass. Yeah, but
Yeah,
just
what was bad about it? I thought it was fucking amazing except for the internet. And it was 100%, it was 1,000% improvement over last year. What was poor about the stream? Was it you're talking about the bit rate? Our camera angles were on point. The fucking camera shots were beautiful. The commentary was great. What was poor about it? The video? Video quality was horrendous sometimes. Yeah, okay. For sure. It was a blurry mess. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. But you'll see when Sousa uploads that. Hey, I would love, hey, listen, if someone has a solution for that, I'm so open to the solution on how to get the fucking internet out there. I'm so open. Your phones don't even work there. You get like 1 bar max unless you stand in the one spot we were at.
It's just wild. Yeah. But the other thing to like take into context is it's the first time NorCal has ever been streamed live. The first time ever. Like, I'm sorry.
But was there anything else wrong with it? Does anyone else have any other feedback besides that? Because that's like saying Wadapalooza was shit because it rained. That's not on Dylan.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Dan says just the bit rate. Shots and interviews were amazing.
Hey, dude, guess what? We're watching to see the workouts. If you can't see them, don't do it. You're wasting your time. Oh, I don't know.
But here's the thing. You can't get better at doing it, and you can't give you the product that you want without doing it. That's retarded. Hey, if you can't drive a fucking golf ball 400 yards straight down the fairway, don't ever swing the fucking club, guy. That's Pat Lange for you. If you can't hit a fucking grand slam at the bottom of the fucking ninth to win the World Series, don't even pick up the fucking baseball bat. If you can't fucking suck the cum out of my dick in 30 seconds, don't even fucking get your mouth wet. You're retarded, dude.
Oh, Pool Boy, I thought about this too. Here's honest feedback. I watched it on the drive home. If we could capture the energy of the field somehow, yeah, that's one thing I thought about too. We need a mic that picks up sound, just like the crowd sound while the commentators are going. We can do that too, Pool Boy. We can just mount that. I've seen Charlie do that, and UFC events do that. They mount mics on top of the stage. We should just mount a mic on the rig. Point it out to the crowd, and then Sousa can like bring that in a little bit. That would be awesome. Yeah, crowd noise would be good. That's great feedback. Here's the thing. You're saying that if you can't do it perfect, don't do it at all. Well, I don't agree with that. It's really cool that Blair and Ben have invested in us twice. The first year, we didn't run any tests there because the cell providers told us that they have service there, which they didn't. Then the second year we went there ahead of time and we ran tests and it actually worked. But we speculated that when the crowd surrounded our tent, we'd be fucked. And we were right. When the crowd got around our tent with all their cell phones, we were fucked. So if we can make 1,000% improvement over last year to this year, maybe next year we can do even more research and figure it out better.
Just saying that it sucked and don't do it isn't feedback.
But those things that you're critiquing are pretty those are pretty big obstacles that don't really have much to do with our talent. I mean, the when you see the stream and you see that we had two insane drones up in the air, we had FX3 out on the field, and the interviews. I don't know if anyone was in it. I didn't see any of the other events doing cool interviews like us.
No.
Creating fake profiles, then talking shit without providing a real solution is why your lives suck. 12 doses is correct. About which part?
About, just being fucking retarded. About being a dumbass. Herpes keeps asking if Starlink would help, and it would not. The upload.
Yeah, I guess we tried a Starlink. There's no reception of Starlink down there in that flood basin. No, actually, it's no one's getting butt hurt, by the way. And you are ripping us for our. That's 100%. You already said you're ripping us for our effort, not the quality. You said you're ripping us for our effort. You already said you're ripping us for your
Oh.
effort. How are you saying no one's ripping you for your effort? Was the whole premise of your argument when I asked you. You said if you can't do it, if you can't get the signal out, don't do it at all. You're ripping us for our effort. That's all you're doing. What are you talking about, dude?
You rip everyone every day. Miguel, you're fucking.
So
Fire.
what? I don't. So what? You want to talk about that? We can talk about that. Hey, your wife. Just so you know, your wife hates you.
Yeah, your wife hates you, Miguel.
Your wife hates you. You're the kind of person when you're in an argument, when you tell your little kids, hey, you left the lights on, and it's like a 7-year-old or a woman's response to say, but you leave the lights on too. It's like, hey, dude, I'm talking about the light that's on right now in the fucking kitchen.
Hey, I got one worse for Pat Lange. I got something even worse than that. Hey, Pat Lange, Brianna hates you, bro. Brianna hates you, dude. The girl from the chat that you just want to fuck so bad, dude. She fucking hates you, dude. She hates you, bro. Hey, it's just feedback. Pat, it's just feedback. Don't get butthurt that she hates you,
let
bro.
Taylor go off.
She doesn't want. She just doesn't want to fuck you, dude. I know you want to fuck her so badly, but she doesn't want to fuck. So that's just feedback. No hate. You know, make sure your comprehension's up. I'm not ripping your effort in trying to fuck Brianna because that's clearly there. The effort is high, brother. The effort is so high, dude.
Imagine
she doesn't want to fuck you.
My husband hates that. It's so annoying. Imagine my wife saying to me, hey, you were late picking the kids up again. And my response is, well, you're always late. I mean, people hate those people. And like everyone hates you behind your back, just so you know, if you're that person. Caller, go ahead.
Hey, Stevie, it's just Rosie just calling in. I want to congratulate you guys. You guys crushed it.
Thank you.
No matter what people are saying, I look at it as this way, like, so I'm a wedding photographer. So people are all like, oh, it must be so like easy. You just point and shoot the camera, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, like people are like, oh, it must be so easy to do. And it's like, you have no idea the thought process going into shooting a wedding, the before the wedding day, like things you do, like talking with your bride and groom, like figuring out a timeline, figuring out all the things beforehand, and then like showing up that day, making sure that your gear is going to work, making sure you have enough SD cards, like all the things. Like I was shooting a wedding one time and one of my cameras literally just failed. And thank God I had a backup camera so I could still keep shooting. But like there's just like stuff like that like you don't think about. So like I think some people too need to take like in consideration, like it's not easy doing what you guys did.
Well, I don't mind. To be honest, like that's on us. Like if we had a camera, like there were things that went wrong, but we have to pivot, and they pay us to do it. I'm not disagreeing with you, but those aren't the arguments. I don't want to use the argument that it was so hard, because I think we fucking killed it. And the only caveat is we still haven't figured out. We don't have the brain power or the money or some combination thereof to figure out the internet there yet. But and I'll take full responsibility for that. I don't want to be.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like if like that's not the kind of thing I would want to say on the air. Like if me and you were sitting around, I could totally see it as two people who work with cameras. These motherfuckers have no fucking idea. They want the picture here while the sun's right behind them. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like I get that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
But I'm
that's
not interested in telling.
I look at it.
Yeah. I'm not, yeah, and that's cool.
Yeah,
you bring that perspective because you work. But like these people, like Pat wants to sit in front of his fucking TV and watch it. And I get that. I respect that.
Yeah. Right. I mean, not everybody can go to NorCal and go and watch it or whatever. So the best thing is to watch it online and all the things, which there's still going to be like bugs you guys have to figure out, like, you know, the ins and outs, the behind the scenes stuff on it. Like it's a work in progress. It's not going to be perfect, you know, like that's just the way it is. Yeah. The CrossFit Games way back in the day, it was not perfect either.
No,
you know,
and it's still not perfect. There's still shit that happens all the fucking time, even with all those fucking great cameras and all the people they have. They still miss the finish line and all that shit too.
Right. I mean, there's.
But you know who doesn't miss it? The NFL doesn't miss it.
Well, the NFL is the NFL.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get into that, but you know, I'm just like looking at perspective of like camera stuff. Like, you guys are crushing it. You're doing your best. I mean, your cameras could have overheated for all we know. Like for certain points
there was
of the day,
lots of overheating going on.
you know.
Yeah, there was lots
Like,
of that.
So I mean, if y'all just want to complain about like the stream, you guys could have been like, well, screw you then. We'll just shoot and film the whole time. Like, I don't know. That's just the way I look at it perspectively wise. Because that's a whole different ball game in
Yeah,
itself. But
they pay us well, and we have a job to do, and
Right.
they're thank God they're cool enough to know that like last year we set the bar was set in a place, and
Yeah.
we just said that we think we can do better this year, and we invested a lot of money
Right.
into it. And
right. And I think you guys, I mean, besides like the internet issue, I mean, our internet, I live out in the middle of nowhere and our internet is shit. So I can't imagine what it's like there. Like, you guys did as best as you possibly could with the internet, the way it was. So
all right, thank you.
or just call Elon Musk and be like, yo, we need help. Just kidding.
I mean, one solution obviously would be to bring a cell phone tower in. We all know that, but it's 50 grand, so like,
Whew.
yeah.
We could raise it. We could raise 50 grand in the comments here. We can all chip in.
I mean,
We all can chip in.
if everyone paid $50 for the stream, and
That'd be good.
1,000 people watch it, that'd be 50 grand. Yeah.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
get
There
this.
you go.
The bottom line is you can do everything correct and work your butt off, but if the screen
Thank
isn't
you, Rosie.
watchable, it sucks for the viewer.
Yeah.
I can comprehend that, and I get that, and I think the way to improve on that it's like either we don't live stream it and we just upload it post produce, which is fine. But if the event wants it a live stream and we upload it after the fact, I think with what we had this year, it was the best we had. And if that's
I watched some of it on my phone. That was great.
yeah, but that's fine. Hey, look, I'm okay with that being the case, and it just sucked ass for that reason. I think the solution to that is either a cell tower or your internet. That's what we'll try to do next year. And it just kind of
What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up? God, your fucking phone is loud.
Well, we did it live to tape last year, and so I don't know.
You're better now?
Oh yeah, much better.
All right. What's up, man? Dude, fucking NorCal looked crazy.
There were so many
Y'all had
people
so
there.
many
It was so cool.
Dude, so many people.
Yeah.
Dude, so many people. Just fucking like on the drone view, looked like a bunch of fucking ants just everywhere.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
The tents are cool too. The whole scene is so cool. People have their
Oh,
dogs.
yeah, man,
People have
people
their
have-
dogs there shitting everywhere.
Yeah, what's funny is people asking like, "Oh, I want 2011 games." It's so cool, and like that's what NorCal is, and now everybody's fucking complaining.
Hey, and there's if you're a fan, like the 10 fans that actually go to these types of events, the pipe hitters are everywhere. Like you can literally like just walk up to anyone and talk to anyone.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not off. They're not. It's not like they're at the hotel or in the sectioned off warm up area. Like there
Yeah,
isn't
they're-
this, like, barrier. They're
Yeah.
in the fucking tent out in the grass field, just like sitting in the fucking lounge chair, sucking down Gatorade, dude. And you can just fucking walk up. It's
Yeah,
great.
Yeah. It's cool.
yeah. Wadapalooza and NorCal is probably what the biggest events you think?
I think
And
there's
where
some
people
other.
just
I
hang
think
out?
there's some other big one. I think Europe has some crazy big shit, and I think isn't TFX huge or Fit Fest or some shit like that.
Granite Games used to
I
be
don't know if
massive.
TFX is that big.
Yeah, TFX is not as big. Granite Games used to be huge. It's
Yeah,
not
because I mean,
right, but
What's the
I
one
would
that
say
happens
because
in
NorCal
Oklahoma?
what has 1,000 athletes.
What's the one that happens in Oklahoma every year? What's that one?
TFX.
Oh,
The
that's that
Greatest
one. Okay.
Experience.
Yeah, because what? Yeah, NCC has like 1,000 athletes,
Yeah,
and
it's
then Wadapalooza what has 3,000 maybe.
Outside is the way to go. CrossFit's so
5,000
CrossFit's,
maybe even.
CrossFit's so much better outside.
It is.
Outside is
Dude,
the
it's
way to go.
insane. It's insane. I mean, again, if you want your 2011, 12 CrossFit vibe, then yeah, dude, NCC and Wadapalooza is where it's at.
Yeah, Carson was dope,
And then you got
and so was Madison.
Yeah, then you got the other side who's like, oh, I want professional stream. Then you got all the other ones inside, like with the inside venues, right?
Yeah.
That's two separate sides of the coin.
Yeah. And I also think having a big vendor village is pretty key to an event.
Yeah. Yeah, I
and
mean, yeah,
NorCal's vendor village is fucking massive.
yeah. But dude, Sacramento in June or in fucking May and June is wild. Like just so fucking hot.
Yeah, it was very hot on Sunday. I think it was over 90.
Oh. And then filming this shit, dude, 15-hour days, running back and forth on out on this doing this live stream. It's crazy, dude. Like it's so hard. Like doing
Dude,
it this
how
weekend.
about at Syndicate?
My
Those guys fucking
fucking
killed. Those guys fucking stayed on live for fucking 12 hours. Did they talk the whole time? Every time
Yeah.
we turned it on, they
They
were
just-
talking. That's fucking
How did they
crazy.
rotate
Yeah.
through? Did they rotate through between like John and Tyler and Spin and Peter and Hobart?
Yeah, I think like Indy was like Hobart, John,
What's ND?
like they all switched out every now and then.
Oh. Yeah, that's a fucking shit ton of talking.
100%. I mean, we only had like 3 camera dudes on the floor. Well, 2 at a time and then 2 up top. So, like running around for all those heats was also fucking shitty, dude. And trying to cap, like, it's just wild. Like the races, the people racing back and forth. And you're like, fuck, lane 2, trying to capture everything was hard as shit, dude.
Oh,
Just
because you were
like,
holding
oh,
the
lane
how's
one.
your back? Oh, you were there working Syndicate.
Yeah, dude, I was fucking on the floor running one of the cameras. Like,
How's your back?
Hey. Dude, it's my knee, dude. My fucking knee, my Achilles is on fire.
Because I was just running the drone for 3 days and sitting in that chair looking down at it and my fucking back is torched.
Yeah, because you probably sat like a banana. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. On the way home, I rented a Navigator or a Wagoneer, and I had the seat heater on full blast, even though it's hot as shit outside, and I had the lumbar on like max.
Yeah, dude. I heated like I was in the tub at the Airbnb, and I just filled up the tub with hot water and put my Achilles and my knee and just like in a heat pad. My knee and my Achilles are on fire.
Yeah,
But
I
other
don't
than
know.
that, man, that shit was fun.
Yeah, Bryson was out there all day. I don't know how he fucking did it.
Dude, it was fun, dude. I mean, he's young. He's like 20 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun as hell, dude. But it is definitely so hard to capture races and to capture like true stories or
How many
like,
lanes was Syndicate?
10.
Oh, that's so nice. So yeah, the 25 lanes is fucking hard.
Oh yeah, fuck that. 25 lanes is insane. 10 was even hard trying to keep like lanes 2 and 5 in frame because those were people who were trying to race. Trying to keep those 2 in frame to make sure it looked all right. Like that was hard, but
Well, good job. Congratulations. I've only heard good things about Syndicate, so good job.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, y'all did like. I mean, people are complaining, but like, it was again. It's blurry, whatever. Like, it's fucking internet. But once all the shit that you guys put on a hard drive goes up, I'm sure it'll look fine, and like that's fine.
And
Man.
anyone who wants to go back and watch it when the final high res is uploaded here, either today or tomorrow, they can be like, "Oh shit."
Yeah,
I mean, we had
like,
two
all our work, man.
Mavic Pros up. I mean, and a FX3 on the field and an interview camera, and it fucking looked. I mean, through our monitors, it looked unfucking believable.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the local image looked great.
Yeah.
Yeah, the local image is gonna look sick. I mean, especially like Taylor saying he shot at 60 FPS, and you guys are probably shooting 4K, so it's gonna look great once it's uploaded.
Hey, someone said I heard Danielle Brandon yelled at Ortega during a workout.
I didn't yell at me. She yelled at the judge.
Oh.
Yeah, she just asked where she was out there.
How fucking loosey goosey do you play it in the lanes? Because there was one event where they were like running with the sandbag.
Yell at judges.
I'm just saying, like, you as the camera guy, like on the floor, like there's an event where they had like 100-foot sandbag bear hug carry, and they would like run back to their rope to the bag, and I was running the whole fucking floor with these athletes right next to them. Bro. That's crazy.
Dude, trying to fucking not get ran over by those wheelbarrows. Trying to like chase them back and forth. Dude, I was like, dude, these are like 400-pound wheelbarrows. I'll take out my.
Where were the wheelbarrows from? I didn't see that event. Are they from Home Depot?
No, they're the Rogue ones.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I did see
Home
those.
Depot,
Right.
you
Yeah.
Right. I think those are the ones at the games they just used at the games they just used Home Depot wheelbarrows. Remember that? And they were fucking falling apart
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah, no, they were the freaking Rogue ones.
Right.
The,
It's basically
the
a
tires
sled.
actual
Yeah.
a 45-pound plate is a tire.
Yeah. Okay. I remember.
Yeah,
I
and like
remember
some people you
seeing
can
that.
tell they never use the wheelbarrow and they're like going left and right, swerving on the lane. So it's like, oh shit, here comes his wheelbarrow, about to take out my ankles. Because we're in the center of the lane. So but no, she was talking about her judge. Some of the judges weren't counting out loud, so you couldn't hear them.
Judging at NorCal
some of the athletes.
was pretty crazy. I didn't understand it at all. Like in the RX divisions, I didn't pay too close attention in the Indy division, but in the RX division, and some of the intermediate divisions, there was no judging going on. Like people weren't squatting, people weren't locking out their arms. I mean, and I'm not just talking about one rep, I'm talking about everyone I looked at. It was pretty wild. I don't know what the rules are there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
At one point, I asked Poolboy, I'm like, hey, those people aren't locking out their arms. He's like, oh, intermediate doesn't have to do that. And I thought he was telling me the truth because it made sense. No one was locking out their arms. Just the weight would go over their head and then it would come back down.
You don't have to fucking do that. It's crazy.
All right,
Nah,
dude.
man,
Well,
it
thanks
was-
for calling
It was
in.
hard.
Thank you.
All right, brother. Later.
Hey, bruv.
Jonathan Ortega reporting from the field at Syndicate Crown.
All right.
All right. I'm so stoked for today. Holy shit.
Are we doing a review show tonight of all 3 events?
We could.
Ad Syndicate NorCal tonight.
Let me see how I feel. My dad's in town. My dad's at my house and my kids are here and I'm about to just fucking rage. I can't wait to go in the backyard with my dad and show him all the shit I've done.
All right, cool.
All right. Thank you everyone for joining us this morning. Almost all of you. All of you but one. You're special. All right. Thank you to Biomax Peptides. You can still use the code NorCal for 10% off.
My rat is on Ozempic. What? Can you tell? It's actually not Ozempic, but you're not going to understand what this thing is. It's called Triple G, otherwise known as Retatrutide. Now I know what you're thinking. Your rat isn't fat. Your rat is on testosterone. Why would your rat need a weight loss drug? It doesn't. And actually, nobody really needs it. It was intended for people with type 2 diabetes. The same way that Rogaine and Viagra were made for people with blood pressure issues and ended up making you grow hair and making you weak. The side effect of Ozempic, Tirzepatide, and now Retatrutide is dramatic weight loss. I've been using this stuff for about 6 weeks now. I started at 196 and now I'm at 185. It works. I know you're probably pissed, but my lab rat was curious. My lab rat wanted to see what this Triple G was all about. It wanted to see the thing that's making all these changes for all these people. The same way that lab rats are using testosterone, BBC 157, TB 500, melanotan, sermorelin, and ipamorelin, the rat figured it would be nice to speak from experience. That rat will be using Triple G for the next 12 to 16 weeks. If you want to do what that rat's doing, you can go check out Biomax Peptides. Get your own Triple G.